Update. My boyfriend doesn't want me to go to my best friend's wedding. I wanted to share an update since many of you reached out after my last post. Thank you for your comments and advice, even if some suggested I should just break up. After reading your insights, I talked to my boyfriend about my best friend's wedding. I made it clear that there was nothing romantic about walking down the aisle with a guy I haven't spoken to in years. And I told him I would be Ella's maid of honor no matter what. We had a bit of an argument, and while he wasn't thrilled, he eventually agreed to come along. He said he'd rather celebrate Ella and Luke than be home alone, which I understood. But things took a turn after that conversation. Initially he was sweet, but then it became overwhelming. He started making comments about how I should remember how great he was as a boyfriend, and it felt like guilt was creeping in. I began to notice more of his behavior. He asked where I was going and who I was with, which wasn't new, but it felt different. He started wanting to know who I was texting, and even read my messages over my shoulder. I didn't mind before since we shared passwords, but now it felt like he was monitoring me. It escalated when he asked for updates every time I went out. If I was at the mall, he wanted to know which stores I was visiting, and even asked for photos of my food. I thought he just wanted to be involved, but it started to feel suffocating. I sent him those photos for a while, but eventually I got tired of it. When I asked him why he needed all that information, he simply said, "Just because I want to make sure." But sure of what? He didn't answer. The final straw came a couple of days ago during another argument. He accused Ella of trying to manipulate me into getting back with someone from my past. I told him he was being ridiculous. If that were true, she wouldn't invite him to the wedding. He insisted he didn't want me to go and that crossing his boundaries meant I wouldn't be his girlfriend anymore. That's when I realized I couldn't stay in a relationship like this. I told him I didn't want to cross his boundaries and broke up with him. You were all right. He was controlling me. I feel sad about it. I invested years into someone I loved, and now it feels like a waste. I shared the news with Ella, and while she was sympathetic, she reminded me that I deserve someone who helps me grow, not someone who limits my world. Now I'm focusing on looking forward to the wedding and supporting Ella. Thank you all for your support and advice.